What's up, guys? Got ourselves a little black cat out here. What's that boy doing? I see that, man. Anyways, I wanted to finally, the heat it's gotten a little bit less hot out. It's super hot here in AZ during the summertime, and oh, he's just chilling out underneath the bench right there. And I wanted to just hop on here real quick and talk about the fact that at any given moment, we have the power and ability to shift our thoughts to our choosing. And obviously, we've talked about this before, but I wanted to discuss it in the context. It's so funny that he literally appeared right here, because I always use the example of don't think of a black cat. And then look who it is over here. Look at his face just sticking out right there. Actually, I kind of want to come over here. I hope he doesn't run away. Hey, it's cool, buddy. It's cool. I don't mean any harm. But I do think that his presence here is actually a symptom of my saying that, because I've been saying that a whole bunch in recent videos. I'm like, don't think of a black cat, and look who it is, right? That is the knot technique in action right there. Similar, or the same type of deal to Neville Goddard's ladder technique, but really it applies to anything. Like in Neville Goddard's kind of example with that, he would say, I will not climb a ladder, right? And in my example with the black cat, I kind of want to switch it up here. I'm saying, don't think of a black cat, right? And then there he is. And look, he's not even that skittish. He's actually here chilling. It's cool, buddy. Okay, now he's taken off because I made eye contact. But anyways, all right, guys, look, the real thing that I wanted to just jump on here real quick and do an impromptu one, because I think that as we're going throughout our day, this is what happens, right? We go throughout our day and stuff comes up that is not in accordance with the script that we want to entertain, right? And I put that video out recently showcasing Vadim Zeland's Tufti the Priestess, and hopefully you guys, if you guys have seen that, hopefully it resonates, hopefully you can make sense of it. Really what's being conveyed at the heart of that whole idea is that we have this is the quantum physics of it, right? This is tying it all together, because this is what I was thinking about on my drive over here. So we have different ways of exerting intention, right? Robotic affirming is one way to set an intention, right? The visualization is one way to set an intention. Generally speaking, that comes from the prefrontal cortex, or you could also call that the third eye, this forehead area. And she's like, in Tufti, she's like, don't use the stupid forehead area, use the plate. What is the plate? The plate is this area behind us, and it's described in the book as flaring out to the back. And really what is an attempt is being made to describe a way so that we as human beings can apply what I believe is tapping into our energy body. It is the energy behind us and around us. Think of us as walking around in a bubble, right? And we are walking around, we are these white holes, we are these black holes, we are constantly emitting energy, we are constantly receiving energy, thought waves, thought forms, thought vibrations. We think a thought, aka an affirmation, it goes out into the field and it sends a signal, right? And then we get that received back, the same way that radio frequency works, right? So we're constantly emitting and receiving this information like a radio frequency. Now, this is going on mentally, but it's really on an energetic level going on with this energy, this toroidal field of energy that's around us as we're walking around, as we are living our life here. So that's what they talk about vibratory states. You know, everything is energy. So on the scale of consciousness, when you were having better thinking thoughts, you were thinking of gratitude, you were thinking of these good things, and then when we get triggered during our day-to-day and we snap back into those lower states of consciousness, now our vibration, our field is emitting that out into the ether, right? And so what is being described there is using what Vadim Zeeland in Transurfing calls outer intention. There's two ways of using intention. There's the inner intention right here, which is like, I want this, I want to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to, you know, blah, 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 blah. The hard path, right? And then there is, you could liken this to the feeling that Neville Goddard talks about, but it is the external, the outer intention, which is using this energy that's behind us, around us. That's why she talks about the plate in that book, to put forth an intention. That is the intention center. That is the outer intention center, because that is what is connecting us to the higher, to the field. That is what is connecting us to our higher self, God, source, energy, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, when we're able to use this and to be able to see ourselves and reality, and I've had experiences like this where I'm at music festivals or even just regular daily life, where it's like you get this different level of awareness, and it's like, it's similar to what Eckhart Tolle talks about in The Power of Now. It's like you can see yourself. It's like you're aware of yourself, and you're much more aware of the way that you are presenting yourself, the way that you look objectively. You're not so caught up in the inner like rigmarole going on in the mind space all the time, and you are now able to cast out this intention, project this energy. And when you're seeing in the film roll, I was just at the gym earlier, and it's like I illuminated the frame, aka visualized myself, you know, hitting a PR on the preacher curl, or just that it was easy, right? Because I anticipated, I was looking at the weight, I was like, damn, this is gonna be hard, right? And the same thing when I was doing a tricep pull, the pulley, and I was doing that for the triceps, and I was imagining it being easy. But the weight, if I look at the weight and I look back at what I did previously in my previous workout, the weight is more, but it felt easier than it did in my previous workout. So that's one way that we see what it is, right? And you can do this with, you know, to get PR, to hit new PRs in the gym. You can also use this to receive really great service at a restaurant, or really fantastic customer service somewhere, or just any given interaction. Even if you go in to an interaction, let's say that you want to go up to some chick, or if you're a girl, you want to go up to a guy, or vice versa, or whatever's clever, right? You go up to the person of your interest, and you just imagine that, again, you have that vague intention, the robotic affirming, everybody loves me. You're putting out that energy, but you have the vague sense. It's like this feeling sense in your field of energy that's like, this is happening, you know? It's like that knowing, it's that intending, that outer intending that is connected with this field, right? And then you get the intuitive impulses. That's what he, whether you want to refer to Vadim or Tufti, they're talking about the dictates of power, and those are those intuitive impulses. And when we watch somebody just a miraculous feat of athleticism in any sport that we see, what are they doing? They're following those dictates of power. They're following those intuitive impulses. They're allowing their intuition to guide them to be the exact perfect thing, that goal that they score, that free throw in the, you know, when the clock is or not even a free throw, but just like that basketball shot from like the half court line or whatever it is, right? They're tapping into that. And that's why we're so astonished. We're like, oh my gosh, you know, that's why we love watching sports. That's why we love watching somebody that is extremely just really just tuned in, and we're in that flow state that Csikszentmihalyi talks about. The flow state is another aspect of following that guidance, following that divine guidance that we're able to just tap into. And it's almost like there's this weird sensation that you get when you get into this state, which, you know, you can call presence, you can call awareness, expanded awareness. You could call it following the dictates of power, waking up from the script, like in Tufti. But whatever you want to refer to it as, it's almost like when you get into that state of awareness, you feel like you are being guided. You really do feel like you are being given these intuitions. You feel like and again, it can happen during creative work. It happens a lot of the time when you're practicing something that you've been practicing, because then you're able to really use the knowledge or the skills that you've developed in that area to really make something happen, whether it's a sport, whether it's whatever, sales process, human interaction. And so when you're doing this, it's like you receive it. And one really good thing about this, or not good thing, but one thing that I can share that's another example is, like, when I was in high school and college, I used to freestyle all the time in the car. And a lot of the time when you're we used to call it, hey, you want to go flow? Which is funny because we're talking about the flow state, right? We're talking about the intuitive impulses. Well, when you do that, there comes a point in time when, after you practice freestyling, you kind of like have your style, you're doing it over different beats, whatever. It comes to a point where you just get in the zone and it just starts to come. It's like it just starts to flow through you, and you don't really feel like you're doing it. You just feel like it's just naturally outpouring from you. And that's really what we're talking about. These works of art, works like genius, things that we're just like, oh my gosh, like, how did this person do that? It's coming from that state, right? It's coming from that state. And Rick Rubin talks about this too in his book, The Creative Act. But interesting, I hope that this makes sense. I wanted to this was just something I was thinking about when I was thinking about, Tufti, and I was thinking about the energy and my experience with it. And it really is, when you begin to sense that energy around you, you really do begin to get this different sense of yourself. And like he says in the book, it's like you can perceive yourself and reality at the same time, rather than being so stuck in what you can see as this 3D avatar that you're lost in the movie, right? It's like now you stepped off the screen, you're in the audience, and you're sitting in the scene, and now you're controlling the character in the film role, in the movie, so to speak. You are the director and the actor and the screenwriter all at once. That being said, guys, hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully it's not too crazy, too far out there, because I do want it to make sense. But with that being said, guys, much love as always. I hope that this has been valuable. Drop me with a like, hit me with a subscribe. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Is this too far out there for you guys, or let me know how you feel about it. Anyways, thank you. I will see you guys in the next video.